You just got wrecked.
He needs some milk.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an excellent day today. Today is Super Bowl Sunday in the US, and it is Super Bloody Sunday in the cryptocurrency market. So what is happening right now? Well, essentially, if you're not holding Dogecoin, Elrond, or Cardano, you're pretty much having a red day. Now, by the way, super quick, there is a Daedalus wallet, apparently, that is on the App Store right now. It's a fake wallet. Don't trust it. Make sure you only download it from the verified, wallets, etc. Just wanted to give that warning out. Please look into this. Don't just download any wallet, whatever. But getting back to the redness, just had to, a public service announcement on that danger of wallets. But yeah, it's a red day today. So what is going on? Well, we do know that tomorrow we have Ethereum futures launching. There is a lot of FUD. There is a lot of fear around it. Now, could this be legitimate fear, or is this just another bit of manipulation to try to get the price to go down, and come tomorrow, the futures are just going to absolutely skyrocket the price of Ethereum? Well, we're going to talk about that. Also want to discuss why we're seeing this in the markets right now, what I'm looking at for Bitcoin specifically. You can see Bitcoin tested very hard on this level that we spoke about, right around the $38,000 level. We've had a somewhat weak bounce here, and it does look like the cryptocurrency could fall even lower potentially. So in this video, I am going to talk about the levels that I'm looking at specifically for Bitcoin. But before we get into that, I'm just curious, where are you in your Bitcoin journey? I posted this on Twitter a few weeks ago. And, some people are very new to Bitcoin. Some people are OGs. So, 1 is like you just got in, everything's fine. 4 is like your first kind of crash. And then you start to just, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I'm somewhere between like 6, 7. Maybe I haven't quite hit 8 or 9 yet, but let me know. Who are you? Drop the numbers down below. I'm curious where everyone is right now. But that being said, I do want to talk about Bitcoin, what's going to happen to Ethereum. I'm also going to show you 2 trades that I'm looking to put in right now for both Ethereum and Bitcoin. So if you guys are interested in following along, not that you should do what anybody says, but I'll let you know what I'm doing. And that being said, let's dive directly into the charts and have a look. Now you can see that Bitcoin did close around $38,015 on the CME futures. So opening up relatively around that level again tomorrow wouldn't really be too crazy, and then we wouldn't expect as much volatility, right? I have spoke about the opportunity to have Bitcoin come down and potentially retest this level, which would still be bullish in my opinion, as long as we're putting in higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. The trend is your friend until the end, right? We have a lot of VPVR accumulation at around 32,000. Do I think it's going to go down to 32,000? I honestly don't think we're going to see it go that low, but it's a possibility. There's a CME futures gap way down there at 24, right? But I do think that we could see a retest of around almost that $34,000 level before bouncing back up again. And you could see there is also a lot of interest in Bitcoin price around that level as well. But how would I be trading it? Well, the same way we traded it when we were above the 21 exponential and below it. Once we have a clear break above it, I use it as the support. So anytime it goes below this level, you would put in your long, right? So currently right now, we could see that tomorrow, the level looks to be approaching the critical level of about $35,806. So $35,806 would be a level that I would see Bitcoin having a short-term bounce back into. You can put a leveraged long rate in there. And, don't go in with a full, with everything you got. Go in with like 25% or something, because then we have this other support down here at around 34,200. So that's the layer I'm looking at for Bitcoin. I got one stacked at 35.8 and another at 35.25. Okay, so those are the levels that I would be looking at for the bounces if you're trying to catch that for the longs. Now, we were, you'd be saying to yourself, hey, didn't Michael Saylor just have his, MicroStrategy conference? They had 6,917 different enterprises attend it. It was considered pretty successful, right? And yet the price of Bitcoin has still been stuck trying to get back above the 40K level, right? So Blockpork actually mentioned that, this is just a funny statistic. On December 8th, Citigroup actually downgraded MicroStrategy to a sell rating due to aggressive Bitcoin purchases. Well, since then, MicroStrategy stock has actually soared 180%. But that is just a fun fact. So, talking about what we're looking at here, well, Bloomberg strategists say that 30,000 has been a very strong level for Bitcoin. And while I don't believe everything that I hear from these strategists, guys. I do like Mike McClone. I respect him. He's a very good analyst. He does just happen to be over at Bloomberg, but they talk about the fact that Bitcoin has actually been gradually claiming shares of gold's market cap. Now, JP Morgan recently came out and said that Bitcoin would never go above $40,000 again. We broke it yesterday. So take some of these, with a grain of salt, but they do talk about people moving a lot of their funds from gold over to Bitcoin. In fact, gold ETFs have basically stalled during the massive rally for Bitcoin. Another thing that you need to talk about is the price development compared to gold, saying that Bitcoin's declining volatility against gold, which carries potential for the Bitcoin price to accelerate versus gold, and more specifically, they say add another zero, is extremely likely. So obviously they're talking about a 6-digit Bitcoin, $100,000 Bitcoin, right? Now, I want to talk about the fact that we have just begun a new Bitcoin 4-year cycle. Now, you can argue where the cycle begins. You could say the cycle start at the bottom. You could say the cycle start at the top, whatever. For this demonstrative purpose, we'll just say that the cycle starts in the bull rally. And if that is the case, having a look right here, shout out to Rect Capital, by the way, go follow him over on Twitter. You could see that we always have the biggest candle in number one, in year one of the rally. Then we go through a really bad bear, which we had right here in number two. Then we go through a sort of accumulation three, where it's not really a great year. Bitcoin kind of just goes sideways. Four, we have that mini rally kicking it back off and then back into one. And having a look right here, keep in mind this was actually taken when Bitcoin was around 31,000. So this is a little bit of a bigger candle right now, but you can see the potential. And this is why I believe that we are still early and we have minimally 6 to 8 months ahead of us. Now, you do have guys like Mike Novogratz who says that this rally is not going to follow a 4-year cycle, that we have we've passed the Rubicon. He says we're over the hill. The network effect of this is really taking off. He says he could be looking at a multiple year bull market. Now, this is something we've never seen for Bitcoin. So this would be a first time that it's ever happened. He says you haven't even seen the big banks come out with their offerings yet. And let me tell you, they are coming. He says, I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin is not higher this year and also higher the year after. So that would break the traditional 4-year cycle. He goes on to say it's the single largest distributed asset ever outside the dollar, and you have this massive community, and it's all about telling a story. And he actually says that Galaxy Digital, they have 70% Bitcoin, 25% Ethereum, and 5% altcoins. Now, we know that altcoins can be quite dangerous. We will talk about that in just a bit. Obviously, like I said, Scott Menard, he was saying Bitcoin to 400,000, Guggenheim. And then when they weren't approved by the SEC, suddenly 30,000 was not sustainable. And then as soon as they got SEC approval and they started buying Bitcoin, oh my goodness, suddenly now it's going back to 600K. So just be careful where you're getting your sources. Why are these people fudding it? What is the real manipulative plan, right? That's what could be happening right now with Ethereum. We'll get to that in just a second. I just wanted to also say down here, you could see that, what's his name? This guy, Peters. I forget his name. Others have echoed Menard's bullish. River Asset Management Chief Executive Eric Peters, he says that he does believe that Bitcoin will hit $500,000 per coin. He says it's unlike any other asset he's ever seen, and if Bitcoin went up 5 times in value, or 10 times, or 100 times, there wouldn't be more Bitcoin produced. You can't say that about a lot of other assets in this world. Now, fundamentally speaking, the 7-day average of Bitcoin hash rate has logged an all-time high at 156.51 exahashes. The Bitcoin difficulty has adjusted to its all-time high. It spiked 2.93% just on February 6th alone. And also, miners are bagging record-breaking revenues. On February 5th, Bitcoin miners generated $45.67 million worth of revenue, setting a new daily record. So fundamentals are booming, but what is happening with this price? Now, if you look right here, we did have a nice little Ethereum bounce, and this was at an extremely critical level. And I want to show you what is happening right now. So we broke out of here, and I told you guys we were going to have a retest of the heart line. That is exactly what happened. We are sitting directly on the heart line. This was literally what we had said, and I spoke about this level right here, looking for a bounce. To be totally honest, we missed it by about 20 bucks. I was off by $20, guys, but we basically hit that level almost exactly. Now, does this mean that that was it and that was it? That was the big fear for the CME futures. That was the manipulation, and come tomorrow, they're looking for a massive pump. Well, in my experience with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, I find that there's usually always one last hurrah, either to the upside or to the downside. So it is possible that we saw the bounce. That was the bounce. We're back above this level, and Ethereum is just going to continue upwards from here. There's the possibility, though, that I think is more likely that we have one more quick fake out just to shake out the weak hands. We come down here, maybe even potentially fall out of this ascending channel before we skyrocket to the top. And then, honestly, I think we're just going to continue a lot higher, up to maybe $2,000+ for Ethereum. But like I said, I could see us having one more test down here. So where would I be looking for the buy-in? Well, to be honest, I mean, if you guys put your order in down there, it missed by $20. That was a hell of a call. But I do think there's a chance we go back down there again. So I would be looking between 1,441, 1,471. So you can ladder one order at 71. The next order down at 41, and then the final order down here at the bottom of the channel, which is around $1,377. I could see us coming down here and then absolutely blasting off. So to put this rumor to rest, I am not bearish on Ethereum. I just wanted to let you guys know that there was a bit of concern. But let's be honest, these institutions would be pretty stupid to be shorting Ethereum right now in one of the biggest bull runs ever that is primarily driven by institutions. Probably wouldn't be the best of ideas, right? Now, let's talk about the fact that we have had a lot of interest in DeFi, a lot of interest in things like NFTs specifically. In fact, we had Bondly, okay, which is a project that I told you guys about at ICO level, skyrocketed in price the other day because they talked about a holographic Pokemon mock-up card of, who was it, Jake Paul or Logan Paul? Which one was it? Logan Paul. Always get the two confused. Now, keep in mind, this guy, I guess he bought $2 million worth of Pokemon cards, which is crazy, and he's going to unbox them and give them away to different auctions, whoever won, but he's also going to be giving away one of these NFTs, and I guess that sparked a lot of excitement. We also have Mark Cuban talking about NFTs. The guy from Linkin Park, Mike Shinoda, he's got this right here. It's actually a song. I don't want to play it, though, because they're probably going to get a copyright strike or something. But yeah, so lots of interest in NFTs. Look at this Snoop Dogg over here. He's got the Doge over on his album cover. And look, Elon Musk, even though he has been a bit of a Doge troll, he did say that there is a good chance that cryptocurrency is the future. Look at this right here.
I mean, it's like there's a good chance that crypto is the future currency of Earth. Right. And then it's like, well, which one is it going to be? You know, and maybe it'll be multiple.
There you go. So, I mean, we've seen him pumping Doge. We've seen him pumping Bitcoin. He seems to be a fan of cryptocurrencies. So this is pretty cool, right? But we need to talk about a big problem, and that is Ethereum gas fees. They are getting absolutely out of control. Trading on Uniswap is pretty much only for whales, because if you're an average person, you're not going to pay $100 to do a $300 swap. I mean, that's just absolutely ridiculous. And look at all this congestion that we've had up here. Look at these fees, how they've just started absolutely skyrocketing. I mean, yeah, we've had a few instances in the past where the network might have got a little clogged, but this is clearly a problem that looks like it is growing, and we need to find a solution for it. Now, that is why I am bullish on a lot of these other projects. That's probably why you're seeing things like Cardano pump, although Cardano is looking forward to their next release. They're going to have smart contracts. A lot of people are excited about that. But I mean, we've seen Elrond pump. We've seen POLKADOT pump, right? And I try to get you guys in on some of these projects. For example, Linear is something that I've been extremely bullish on. I've been talking about Linear since before they even ICO'd, and they've been doing absolutely incredible. In fact, right here, you could see that they are up 1,310% in just the past 3 months. You can see right here, I mean, we had plenty of time to talk about it, accumulate it, and it has absolutely taken off. And, you know, just having a look, essentially, there was this really great comparison over on Twitter from Sonic Fruits. And look at this. Essentially, if you think that Linear is a competitor to synthetics, this is the idea, right? If you're looking at things like oracles, you're looking at things like NFT platforms, you want to find the next projects that haven't really gotten off the ground yet. Linear, compared to synthetics, you have ultra low fees compared to obviously very high fees because synthetics is using Ethereum layer 1. Linear is cross-chain compatible, which means also you not only are limited to 15 transactions per second, you have 1,000 transactions per second. So you have a product that is arguably better, and I'm not trying to diss on anyone holding synthetics, just showing you the diagram right here. Synthetics sitting at around a $2.5 billion market cap, Linear sitting at around a $67 million market cap. You decide. So these are how you make the biggest amounts of money in the altcoins. Now, you guys know I say to hold a lot of Bitcoin, and altcoins are very, they're scary, right? And they're very volatile, but you could lose everything. However, the upside to getting in early is absolute key, right? I don't know if you guys remember Morpheus Network. I told you guys about Morpheus Network 2 years ago. I did multiple interviews with the CEO, Dan, and you can see right now, Morpheus, even though it's down 17%, it went from basically a $500,000 market cap, and this went on for 2 years, bouncing between 7 cents and 30 cents before finally skyrocketing up 31,542%. And this is a project I told you guys about 2 years ago. But did anybody actually have strong hands to hold through all that? And that brings me back to why, if you are just trying to get in for quick flips, be careful, because if you don't have the belief in the coin, you don't actually want to hold, this is a great company, by the way, Morpheus. I mean, they're totally legit with what they do. I've been a huge supporter, but that's what I'm trying to say, guys. Now, there's also opportunities for speculative investments, right? We had spoke about Mushroom. This is clearly an extremely speculative investment. Mushroom Finance. Now, if we actually look at it today, Mushroom is up 138%, right? And it's still only at a $5.9 million market cap. Now, if Mushroom was to dump 20 or 30% today, would you sell? Well, if you're just looking for a quick flip, then probably. But if you actually believed in it, then you would be able to hold a lot longer, like Morpheus, but could you hold for 2 years? That's crazy. But here's the thing. It's all about getting into these new things super early before they take off. So has this already taken off? It's possible. It could be too late. I don't know. One project that I've been looking at, honestly, and I know, look at it, it looks like a meme, right, is Nyan Finance. So you can see right here, they're dealing with fund management. So this is something that I haven't seen. Maybe it already exists. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Nyan's decentralized hedge fund, okay, is a crowdsourced hedge fund where the fund allocation is selected by the crowd. They go on and say, blockchain technology provides trust in a trustless environment and ensures everyone can participate in the consensus. Nyan Finance tokenomics architecture has created opportunities to both mint and mine tokens within our ecosystem, so token holders get rewarded while also filling up the community whale fund with liquidity and rewards for further investment and upside. Essentially, Nyan aims to provide a decentralized community-governed hedge fund, giving the Nyan liquidity providers the opportunity to stake their LPs and the rights to decide collectively what they will invest in. So I'm not too sure if this will stick. Seems a little interesting to me, this sort of like decentralized hedge fund. It may have been done before, but like I said about getting in early, this project is currently $48. It had a 30% dump already, and it's sitting at a $1.3 million market cap. So I'm not saying you should go buy Nyan V2, buy a V2 if you are, but what I am saying is it's so unbelievably early in this project. I mean, we've seen what some of these other guys have done, right? Bao Finance got up to 50 million, right? And that was an incredible, let me see what it is. Yeah, this is up. Look at this incredible pump that it had all the way up here. So if you're considering, that you could have something like a Bao Finance situation going up 50 million, and, currently this one is only sitting at around 1.4. Did it go up a little bit? It was like 48, right? Or went up $100,000. Then it could be a potential opportunity. But guys, I mean, these are extremely risky. These are the kind of investments where, you're getting in so early that the upsides outweigh the downside risks. Like you could literally lose everything, or you could 50x. So that is why, getting back to Mike Novogratz, he talks about 70% Bitcoin, 25% Ethereum, and 5% you know, these other funds. Is that right? 70, 80, 90, 95? I think I screwed it up. 75, whatever. My point is, guys, that, you know, there are a lot of opportunities out there, but do be careful. But that is it for me today. Hopefully you found some, got some value out of today's video. I do realize now that I'm like thinking about this video, it was a little bit random, might have been a little bit scattered. I think that a lot of people are kind of freaking out over this dump. They're worried about what's going to happen with these prices, like what's going on right now. I think this is just natural market movement. I think we could see, you know, another quick potential dip, but I don't envision this lasting longer than a few days. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think Monday we could have a little bit of a shakeout. But like I said, I think these guys would be absolutely insane to be shorting any of these cryptos right now at these levels. So that is it for me, guys. Hope you got some value out of today's video. Please, anything that I talked about, especially the really risky altcoins, do your own research. Do not buy anything just because I talked about it. That's something I just want to make very clear. But yeah, there could be opportunities for really awesome gains with minimal risks to the downside. So that being said, that is it for me. Thank you for coming back. My name's K-Dub. This is CryptoZombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.